It's getting a little too tall. I've got to decide on doing something with it. I have not touched this except for I had cut back some of the lower branches before to help the help it with top growth. I don't think it looks too bad. I'll show you the lower end later. This is one drawback to working with sequoia or redwoods, or at least the giant redwood. I don't know enough about. I don't know as much about um, the coastal redwood or the California redwood. It's called, but I know the giant redwood lower branches tend to just die for no reason. This tree is very healthy, doing really great. These branches were doing great until about a month ago, and then they just started drying up and they are completely dead now. So we're going to remove them while we're here. We're just going to remove, I'm going to try to remove this one without destroying this bud that it's at its base. Now that bud was dried up too, so no big deal. But yeah, they do have a habit of losing lower branches. This is what I will show you. That is how much of a trunk I have before the first branches. So, it doesn't have the greatest amount of taper, but that can change. I have new buds down here, but I've had new buds in the past that haven't always done so great. But what I think we're going to do today is we're going to finally chop this top. And I think that could help us. It could help me with some taper. I'm not sure. But anyways, I can't really let it just keep growing this way. It's getting too tall. It's really getting too tall. And I have to eventually do something with the top anyways. So what we're going to do is I'm sitting on top of my container right now so I could work on the bottom better. I had cleaned up there was a lot of clover in the bottom, and I've actually removed some of the soil because I think the soil is just getting is too high in this anymore. It doesn't need to be that high. So give me a second, and we will lower this down a bit. So now we can see the top, and I can work better on this top now. What I have to try to figure out is where I'm going to cut it back to. What I need is a flexible enough branch that doesn't look like it's going to die on me right away, that I can cut back to and then wire it up as the new leader. I don't think any of these could be viable. I'm just scared to cut it back too much and then have more branches die on me. That's the only trouble. I have a lot of branches up here, even small ones that I could do. So for this moment, I think I'm going to chop it back to these. We'll see what we can do from there. I mean, this thing is pretty thick even up this far. Or I could even let one of these I could try letting one of these new ones grow out. There's a lot of new growth up here. You know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to there's the top. This thing, I don't see anywhere it has ever been chopped. I mean, it's probably put at least a 1.5 to 2 feet on it since I have it, so you figure that's a good 8-10 inches there. It was probably in this range when I got it, so it's put on a lot of growth since I have it. I think that's what we're going to do here. We're going to let this grow out. You can see, you might be able to see, there's a lot of new buds coming out on the top. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And then we're also going to, I think, some of these top ones I'm going to cut back. I think I'm going to leave the lower ones for now. Because hopefully these I might even use, I might be able to regrow some of these anyways. Probably not though. I probably want to keep them, but I'm going to have to eventually cut them back some and hope to get some back budding on here. I mean, I do know they back bud. As you can see, they back bud pretty well on old wood. And it's back budding all the way down to here. And I just took off some of the bark that's just, it's falling off anyways, so it's just the really loose stuff I've just been pulling off. It looks better when it's not, I mean, you really want eventually older one, you want it looking more of this red bark, the newer red bark than the older bark. Okay. So we don't want to chop off a lot of this lower stuff right now because this will help with growth, but I don't need the top stuff, all of this top stuff. So we are going to cut off some stuff. Back here I got a branch that divides too soon into a double branch, so I think I'll remove that one for now. I'll remove that. This is a little dead one that I think just isn't getting enough. It's either dead or close to dead. And I think that's just not getting enough light back in this. Let's see here. Move this. Remove some of these close in. Okay, this is kind of a branch growing on top of another branch. We don't need both of those. And part of the reason this did not get as much attention as it might have is because before I had been still researching this on how to do it. Still don't know the most about these. They're used, but not widely used as bonsai. But I do know that the habit of the tree is just to the back branch, the lower branches die off on you. I've read this in a lot of some of the stuff on bonsai care of it, and I've also just on reading up on the tree itself know that that's the habit of the tree is to that's almost dead, so I'll get rid of that. That's just kind of the habit of the tree is to for the new stuff to die back. We don't really need those. Yeah, all of these down we're going to keep as the length they are. We're not going to touch them. I think everything above that I'm going to cut back. For the sake of the new leader. Okay, this is just really funky, whatever this is just a bunch of crap grown in here, I think. This is just like a cocoon or something that was grown in here. Oh well, this is going. Ew, yeah. Ugh. So I want to get rid of this. I'm just trying to get some stuff that we don't really need in here out. Because we have far too many, I have far too many branches up top, and that's not going to be a good thing. We're going to eventually get some reverse taper up here that we don't want, so we should remove some of this stuff sooner than later. I mean, I'm a little worried here, but for right now, I want to keep those. I don't want to jump the gun on removing too much of the lowest stuff. I want to remove this. This is too thick up that high. I'm generally removing on the top. I'm generally removing my thicker branches than over my thinner branches, because the thicker branches will just get into the point where they'll be too thick if I leave them grow. So it's best to leave them. I think I'm going to remove, no, I'm going to remove this. There's two branches there I'm going to keep for now. I'm going to remove this. And also remove this on top of that. We're going to remove this little, I kind of call them branch suckers. They grow right on the edge of the branch. And right now, we're going to shoot for this one where I cut it. If need be, I will go with something else that looks like it's, you know what? Now I'm thinking about it. I'm going to go with this for the simple reason there's a lot going on here, and there's a bit of a reverse taper already. So I think we are going to cut it back to a bigger branch. Like that. And I'll put some paste on that. I don't see anything else that's big enough to warrant putting some paste on, and that hopefully should start growing up on its own straight, so that shouldn't be a big problem. And there we go. I'm going to say that would be our first major decisions on this tree. So let's hope for the best. I'm hoping I don't lose any more of these lower branches, but I might. That's like I said, the way the redwoods are, they tend to die back on the bottom. Not a huge problem to such a point, because you want, if you ever look at nature, because they lose all the branches lower down, they don't have branches until higher up anyway. So We probably want that kind of look to this to start with. And I like this guts. I don't know where the front would be yet, but it's got some nice movement. I'm gonna say I would like to take advantage. So I know they tend to be really straight, but I like a little bit of movement. Even in a straight tree, a little bit of movement ain't bad. So we'll see how it goes. So if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment, and I will see you next time.